Hey there, I'm Heidi Swapp and this is Create to Remember, and today I'm going to talk about interactive scrapbook pages. You know, as a mother of 5, it almost kills me to only get one photo on a scrapbook page. And you know, there are times when you get that really fabulous photo that just says everything and you're like, I just want this blown up as big as the wall so that I can remember this feeling, you know. And so there are those really special photos, or there's those times when you only got one good photo and that's all you've got to work with. But a lot of the times I just have a lot of photos and I feel like I need to really get a lot of photos into my projects. And so even when I go to my scrapbooking pages, just regular scrapbook pages, I love to have interactive components where I can add more of the story. Now, one of my greatest challenges, I just have a few pages here that I want to show you, and then I want to teach you a fun technique. But one of my greatest challenges as my kids are growing older is really documenting my older boys. They don't love to smile when I get out the camera, and you know, they will, and in fact I've had to like get out these really horrible photos of them when they're slouchy or they're giving me like yucky faces because they don't want me to take pictures, and I say to them, look, is this what you want to remember? So sometimes you have to give them a lecture. But what I'm finding is that I have to tell a more robust story on these pages of them because I don't have photos of every little thing that they do. It's kind of like more pages that are a further reaching story. And so this one in particular is really capturing my son Colton last year as a 14-year-old. And I decided to document his life in terms of his numbers. And so that's why I called the page Lucky Numbers. And I had his age, his number, his weight and his height, and some of his other important numbers are incorporated into this scrapbook page. But I have a great photo of him that I really love. I have a really great photo of him playing rugby. And then as you lift this flap, I am able to show a little bit more silly photos, some photos that I have cut down. And then again, here are some more of his numbers and interesting things about him. But I feel like in order to really tell the story, I needed more surface area. And in this case, I used a photo stack. And I really only used one piece of the photo stack. I was able to take the staples apart at the top and remove one of them. Now this photo stack is available at Michael's if you have one near you. And, oh, there's an extra magnet on there. And that is a really fun way to add extra stuff. I'm going to show you one of the more current photo stacks is the Serendipity photo stack. And the fun thing about this is when it's in your scrapbook page, your scrapbook album, you see this really great photo and you get the gist of what's going on, even especially with this little peekaboo picture. But if you were to remove this scrapbook page and you were able to flip through these different layers, you would be able to see more of the story. And that's what I love about it. So this little photo stack is really fun and it coordinates great with the Serendipity line. Now in this case, I wanted to create lots and lots of layers. And you know, I still have some finishing touches to put on this page. But what I did this time was I actually created a pocket. And I'm just going to lay this down so that I can pull out this little tag that has lots of yummy flowers that I have misted. And then when I open this page, you can see the photo on the inside. I have room for more journaling. And then there's a photo on the outside. But what I want to show you how this works is that I have actually sewed down a piece of this clear paper so that it creates a sleeve. And I can tuck this piece in there. I could actually have more pages sewn onto this little piece. And then I can also tuck other little things into there. So that makes it fun to kind of explore and discover. Now this one is fun because I have actually used a mini memory file to create this page. So I have this little journaling piece that is from the Sugar Chic pack, and it is sewn I've just positioned it right over it. So it's actually holding the memory file closed. But when I open it, I can see that I have added extra pages inside here so that there's more room for me to add photos. And then when I close it, I can simply lift up that extra little flap and it will hold my little interactive piece in place. All right, now this is the one that I wanted to kind of show you how I created. This is one of those stories that is kind of funny, that's harder to capture and harder to tell. My son Corey, who's 13, is way too cool to smile for me for photos. And he's the one that I sort of had to give a lecture to him because so many of the photos I was getting of him were so not cute. And he's like super cute kid, right? So one of the things we joke about a lot in our household is the Squatches, Sasquatch. We love Sasquatch. And so I have this hat, everybody loves to wear it, that says Gone Squatchin'. So I wanted to document this day that we spent up at the cabin, and I had quite a few photos, but many of the photos were quite unattractive of Corey, to the point that I just had to give him a hard time. And I don't even know if you can see this, but here's this photo. I don't even know what possessed me to take a picture of the kid eating a sandwich, but I did, and it's just really squatchy. And if you watch the show, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But look how fun it is to have all of these extra places where I can add more photos and tell more of the story, have more places for journaling, and really document this story in, you know, a pretty squatchy way. So here's all you have to do to create this look. I have just a piece of 12 by 12 paper and just another 4 or 5 inch piece offcut to add some pizzazz to my page. And I'm just going to go ahead and adhere it on here. Now, in order to create these side flaps, the paper that I've chosen to use is from the No Limits paper pack. And that's available at Michael's. And each one of those pages are single-sided. So the back side is white. So I was planning on covering up the white side. So I cut two 12 by 12, or I'm sorry, 4 inch by 12 inch pieces and simply folded them in half. Now the cool thing is that when you cut a 4 by 12 in half, you get a 4 by 6, which I don't know who planned it, but it was very smart that the 4 by 6 photo would fit on that just right. So I have a horizontal 4 by 6 photo, and just so you know, look how cute he looks in this photo. This is after the lecture and after me showing him all of the photos of him being slouchy and weird looking. So he's coming around. All right, so I got some cute pictures, and I'm a happy mom because moms like cute pictures of even their 13-year-old boys. Am I right? Would you agree with me? So I'm going to go ahead and glue that right over the top. Okay, so now when I open it, there's where my pattern paper is, and here's where I'm going to add more adhesive on the back, and this is where I can adhere that right down to my scrapbook page, and that's just going to create a little flap. All right, so I'm going to do that one more time. I've got one more photo. He's a little slouchy in this photo. I'm not going to lie, but I think any progress is good progress for 13-year-olds, right? Okay, so I'm going to stick another photo on here, and this time I can stick it just right under there, just a little bit, so that you can still see the photo, but it can be still interactive. Now this leaves me with more places to put more photos and more journaling underneath there. I can glue this on and put it right into place, just a little bit overlapping. Now on my squatchy layout, I actually used 3 of these type of flaps. And when you have a 12 by 12 paper, you can get 3 of those flaps. And so that's what I did here. I have 1, 2, 3 flaps. And I'm able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 photos on one scrapbook page. Even if it's pretty squatchy, I would say that it's making pretty stuff.